Okay, hello everyone. Um, my name is Adedayo. So I'll be taking you through how I've done my projects. The deploying a Flask machine learning application on App Service on Azure. So I'll be giving you a glance walkthrough how I've done my project. As you can see on my screen, I am in the Azure DevOps portal, but um, I already forked the initial repository from Udacity, which is this project right here. So I've created my make files, my requirements.txt. I have my uh, though what I'm showing you right now is more like the completed project that I just did. So um, so we'll start from the Azure DevOps portal. So this is my Azure DevOps. I mean Microsoft Azure DevOps portal. So this is my portal right here. So you can easily launch a Cloud Shell. I mean the Azure Cloud Shell here. So once you click this guy, you have this page that prompts up at the bottom here. So this is just like where you can review your codes and like. So let me minimize this. So I started the project by generating an SSH key. So an SSH key is just like a means of authentication that you can easily use to integrate to your GitHub repository. And if you come here, so I will show you the command to generate a key. Yeah, I want to show you where you can add the key right now. So once you generate a key, you come to settings. You will see um, SSH key should be somewhere around here. Okay, coming. Oh, sorry. You will come here to this setting right here. You will see SSH key and GPG keys. So you can easily add a new SSH key right here. So once you click here, okay, let me just click it. So you give it a title of what you want to name your SSH key, and then you add the key right here. So I'm not adding because I already have one that is still, I just added it today. So I think it will be expiring probably in the next 30 days. So that's about adding the SSH key. But if you want to generate the SSH key, okay, let me just show you the command to do that. So I don't want to use this terminal that I'm already on, so it's still more like the same thing. So you can just type SSH keygen minus t RSA. So this will generate you a key that you can copy and add to your GitHub just for ease authentication. So I cloned this repository, so you can just clone this repository with the SSH URL because we already had the SSH authentication token, so it will automatically recognize your GitHub account. So I clone with this SSH URL. So after I clone, this is why I clone it. I believe you can all see my screen very well. So this is where I clone it, git clone and the address. So I clone it. You navigate into the directory of the repository you just cloned. I mean the project. So I cd into the project. So these are the files I have in it. So from there, I created a Python, I mean a virtual environment because the essence of this of creating this virtual environment will actually help you everything you are installing. It won't be installing directly on your machine, I mean your computer. So if you created this virtual environment, everything you are doing will be in this virtual environment. So after creating it, you have to source into the virtual environment with this command right here. I hope you can see it as I'm highlighting it. I don't want to replicate the whole process again because I'm running out of my build and I still have some projects that I need to do. So after you after you source uh, into the virtual environment, then there's this command make all. This make all will it will kind of prepare your it will install all the dependencies. If you check here, if you check the make all file here, where is it? Make file. So this make file has some commands just to um, install everything you need to install. I have a rule. I have it to like this requirement.txt. This requirement.txt, just see this make file as like a more like a cookbook. Like it has all your recipe. It will install everything you need. And this requirement.txt, where is it? Okay, this is it right here. So it asks some framework, some libraries that will be included in your project. All these are actually associated with Python. So I have Flask, a framework for building uh, API endpoints and some other things with Python. I have Flask version 2.2, I have Pandas, I have scikit-learn, I have PyTest, I have PyLint and Locust. So all these guys, I'll be using them in my project. So I already specified the versions here. This one does not have version, it's just like saying latest version. I didn't specify the versions here. They all have latest, but I want a specific version just for versioning, I mean Git versioning and the likes. So let's go back to the portal. So if I should run this make all command, it will install all the dependencies, the libraries, everything I need for the project. Everything will be installed. So if you see here, if you can see I have make all passed. So everything passed. So let's now say we want a situation whereby we want to test. Probably we just want to test something to see a failure. So we can use this what's it called? Coming. Okay, so we can use this test lo file, this Python file. So if I should uncomment this line 15, this line and this line 16, if I should comment these two lines, the make call will definitely fail, and that's what I did here. Coming, let me minimize this. So so when I uncomment them, if I should uncomment them, that's why I have this failed test. If you can see, it said assertion error test lo. This guy, this test lo file dot add, I mean this line, this function, because I uncomment it make the make all command failed. So I'll just comment them back. So if I should comment them back and save it, I will have my make L, and if I should run the make lo file, I mean make all again, everything will pass again. Once again, it passed. So from there, so the next thing from there is if you go to our GitHub, we need to set up a GitHub workflow. I mean a workflow on GitHub. that wherever there's a new commit into the repository, a workflow will trigger. And so this is a workflow YAML file prepared. So this is just the YAML file. It will trigger a new action build. So if you come to actions here, I have some builds that I mean some workflows. If you look at this one, I commented with update readme. So actually what I did here is I was testing something out on this local environment here. So after I push, so this GitHub workflow will automatically generate a new workflow. And if you look at this setup job, run action checkout, setup Python. I'm using Python 3.7.16. I installed the workflow, the GitHub action trigger this install this make call command. It install all the dependencies I need in this project. So I use lint for PyLint. I lint the whole project. I test it with PyTest and also check out and the job completed. So every time there's a new trigger on the repository, this GitHub action, the workflow, will trigger a new action and the event will trigger and it will build. So just as you have seen, I've done some different workflows here. So let's go back. Though you can create your own new workflow, like the workflow YAML file I showed you earlier. You can create your own new. If I want to create a new workflow, I'll just click new workflow. So once I click this, I can choose a scaffold prepared workflows files, but I'm not using all these guys. I'll just choose select a workflow, set up a workflow yourself. So I'll just put it here and I will name the file. It should be in YAML. It should be a YAML file. I'm not sure if you can use a JSON or any other file types here. So it must be in YAML. So once you commit, it will add it to your project and the workflow will always trigger. So so the next thing is coming back to the portal. So I think we've passed all these guys. So this is what I'm talking about, the workflow. I changed something in my README file and the test helper. You can see this versioning. Git version, Git control. So I commit every changes I have done back to the upstream. So this is what I was doing right here. Though I was having some challenges at some point that I need to verify, I need to merge all my commits and like that's what I was doing out here. So after that, I when I check the Git status, everything is completed. My branch is back to the normal. All the commits have been added to the upstream. So when I now come, so I will, so I now want to, um, if I duplicate this page, so I already have it duplicated here. So what I want to do now is I want to run my app.py, this app.py. Let me show you. This is the project. So this is the app.py. So I want to run this particular endpoint, this particular Python file, so that if you look at it, is listening on port 3000. This port, I set it to be listening at port 3000. So if I duplicate this page, which I have here, and it's still the same process. I'll open the Azure Cloud CLI environment, the cloud share. So I'll CD into my project because I already have the project on this cloud share, so you definitely see it. So I CD into it. I source into the virtual environment. This is very, very important. You have to source into your virtual environment. So after I source into the virtual environment, I run python app.py. This will initiate the application. It will start the application. So it started at port 3000. If I want to access the application with my local host address, this um, 127.00.1, this is my local host address with the port 3000. So, and also if I'm not using the local host address, I can also access it at this IP address. So that's for that. What's okay? So if I let me collapse this. Okay, so after that, I will create a web app. In this, I'll create a resource group. If I run this command az the web app or the name of my web app, I give it this name into this resource group. So I'm asking it to create an app service. If you come to my portal, here's my portal. I'm coming. Let me open up my portal. Let me duplicate this just to open it up. Okay, so this is my portal. Let me go to this one. Let me go check my subscriptions. So I have two subscriptions, so I'm using this one generally. So inside my subscription, I have resource groups created. These are currently my resource groups. So this Flask app resource group is what I'm using for my Flask application. So if you look at this is an app service that I created with this command, with this az web app up minus n. This n is just like an alias, is a tag for name. I can at the same time use dash dash name instead of dash n. So this is the name of my that's the name of my app service. So this is right here. It's created the app service and it's created it into this location because this is the location of my resource group. I'm using East US because I'm currently in Nigeria. So it depends on your location. If someone is in Europe, they can always use maybe Europe or West US or something. If there's an Azure availability zone there, if they have some regions there, so you can easily use any region that is very, very close to you. So this is the app service. If I open it, so this my app service is running at this East US location in this subscription ID in this is the domain name of my app service. So if I click this domain name, you can see I can access the front, the UI. I can access the application with this UI at this URL, at this domain name. So my application is up and running. So after that, after I have made sure my app service is up and running, this is created here. So after that is running, I was just doing some stuff here. Okay, this is just my. So after it is running, I already have a new Windows where the Python where I run um, Python app.py, which is showing the ports and my local host where they are running on. So I can now come here and say, see, I need to give it permission. That's why I use the chmod u plus x dot make predictions dot sh. If you look at my files here, let me show you the make prediction file. So you will come here inside my projects directory. So I have make prediction dot. So is at port 3000. If I run this make prediction, if you look at this, it said http localhost grab the port slash predict. So if I run this, which is this make prediction.sh, where is it? Coming. Okay, okay. Make prediction.sh. Where are you? Where are you? At 3000. Where are you? I don't want to rerun it again because I'm still on my project. Okay, okay. So, okay. So if I run the make prediction.sh, you see it predicts based on the data that are supplied. There's a data here from the project file. We were given some data, from the default project from Udacity. We are provided with this boosting house prediction. This application is actually predicting house price. We have this house.csv. So all these data are available for us to make prediction with our application. So when I make the prediction, I have this, right? So also, so that's that. And if we go to Azure DevOps, if you open Azure DevOps, where is it? So this is my Azure DevOps organization. So for you to use an Azure DevOps for your maybe pipeline or Kanban, your board, you need to first create an organization. So this is my own organization, dev azure.com/adedayo. That's my organization. So in an organization, you can have series of projects. So this is my Flask machine learning project, the one I'm currently doing. So this is the project right here. So I have some bits. So in this project, you can easily create a new project. Okay, Adex Flask. Okay, so this is my project file. So in this project file, I didn't add a description. So if you come, you can create a board here. If you come to pipelines, you can create a new pipeline. Then you will select where maybe you are using Bitbucket, you are using Azure repos, where your code is. your source code. My own source code is in GitHub, so I'll select GitHub. So immediately you select GitHub, it will list all the projects in my GitHub page. These are the projects I have. So these are the projects I'm currently working on. Azure and Adedayo Azure. So I don't want to rerun this just to save my pipeline cost because I have limited number of pipelines now and I still have some other projects to work on. So after that, you select, okay, I think I can even, let me even try and proceed. Let me try it. Let me try and show you. So once you select the particular project, you can select a starter pipeline, or maybe you have an existing pipeline. So what I'm actually, so I will select this Python Linux web app because the virtual machine I'm using is Linux, and it's a Python web app application. So if I select this, it will prompt me to select my subscription. So this is the subscription I'm using. If I continue, it will ask me to authenticate to my Azure account. So it's trying to authenticate me in. So it has already authenticated me. So it has recognized my subscription. So under my subscription, this is the web app. So if I should select this and validate and configure, the pipeline will trigger. So I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So this is the pipeline. This is the pipeline that I triggered. So this is where I updated the readme. This is the last one I did. So if I still did something in my project, probably if I touch a file and I commit it, so a new pipeline will trigger. So this is the one I did for my project. So if you can see the build stage is complete, it's deployed the web application. If you check this out, so it's initialized, it check out Adedayo repository. It use this particular Python version, it install the requirements, it upload the packages. So that's for the build stage. I have the deployment stage. It initialize, it download artifacts, it use Python, this. So that's my pipeline, which it works. It works successfully. So the next thing is um, to so so if I do the low cost, so if I do this low cost at the seconds of 3 or 5 seconds at a user of 20, so I have this. So that's just the brief walkthrough of deploying your uh, Flask machine learning application with Azure pipelines. So I hope this helps you all out. I hope this help you out in deploying your own application likewise. So and thank you very much. Um, thank you. Bye bye.